In this video, I'll show you how to save a file from, say, example SharePoint to Lakehouse using Power Automate Flow. Now, the use case would be like if you have people uploading resumes, or if you have people uploading policy document in SharePoint. Now, if that information is very much big enough for you to process, you can offload those information to one lake, and then one lake can process the information. Now, it can be a CSV file, it can be a PDF document, it can be any document which you will receive from an end user. So end user is going to use, say intranet. Like intranet is like basically SharePoint system, and then from there you can transfer the data into a different system for processing. So that's one of the use case. Now, as you see over here in this screenshot, I will be making use of Lakehouse. So in Fabric Lakehouse, I'm gonna take the file which has been uploaded in SharePoint and put it into the Lakehouse, and then after that you can process that file. Now, this is a sample Lakehouse URL. So this is how the Lakehouse URL look like. I will show you the Lakehouse, and then we are going to use this connector HTTP with Entra ID pre-authorized. This is the base resource URL and the Entra ID resource URI you need to use while using that connection. Now, this is a Power Automate flow which I'm going to write. So when a file is first created in SharePoint, you get the file content, and then you create a file in Lakehouse, and then you create the file content. When you create the file content, this is the URL, resource equal to file. You append this as a query string, and once the file is created, then you append. You can either split this into two or two more options. I have just used one. We say action equal to append, because we're going to append the content to the file in Lakehouse. Position equal to 0, and whatever is the file content, just flush it. So flush equal to true. And this is how I can set those particular parameters. So I'll show you that in demo. Like it's pretty much simple. Now, this is Lakehouse, right? Now, this is Fabric, app.powerbi.com. In app.powerbi.com, I have this workspace created. Within this workspace, I have created this Lakehouse. It is a simple Lakehouse. There's nothing in it. There is a file, there is a folder. As you see over here, there's a couple of files. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll just use this file, say 3.txt. Okay. So I'll just say, yeah, download without label, and I'll just delete all this files. So in my Lakehouse, currently there is nothing. Then what I will do is I will go into SharePoint. So I have this SharePoint document library which has this file, right? So I'll just delete these two files from SharePoint. So this is the SharePoint document library. Okay. Now, what is the action which I'm going to perform is I will upload a file here. That file, once it is uploaded, will go to Lakehouse. Now, Lakehouse is a different system. It's in Fabric, right? So from SharePoint to Fabric, that's what I'm going to demonstrate. Now, for that, we may need to write a Power Automate flow. So let's go ahead and create a new automation, Cloud Flow, and this will be automated. This is not like a manual flow. This is like once someone uploads something in SharePoint, you push that file to Fabric. Upload in SharePoint, push to Fabric Lakehouse. What is the trigger which we're going to use is we're going to use a SharePoint trigger. So SharePoint, when an item or file is modified, when an item is created. No, we want when a file is created in a folder. No, that's deprecated. When a file is created, let's pick up this. When a file is created, properties only, created. Now, this will take you to the Power Automate interface. This is an old interface. I need to specify the site name. Now, the site name is Australia. So let me see if that loads up. Yes, that's pretty much. And then I have a document library, which is a shared documents of the documents. And I'll not pick up any folder or something. Now, what I will do, I will add a compose action, which I always do in the old interface. And I'll put some value over here, click on save, so that this Power Automate flow is now saved. I'll go back, and once I edit it, I will be landed in the new interface. So I'll just say open this. So upload in SharePoint, just click on it again, and then this you will get a new interface. Now within this new interface, the steps which I mentioned to you, when a file is created, we need to send it to Lakehouse. Now, before we send it to Lakehouse, we need to have a Lakehouse URL, right? So Lakehouse URL. Now, how do you get a Lakehouse URL? Is you go into Lakehouse, you go into this files. Now, if you see this files, I'm going to upload the file over here. So wherever you want, either it's a new folder, subfolder, whatever, go to the properties and copy the URL. Now, I copy the URL and paste it over here, and this is the URL. Now, any file which you upload, say example, if I upload 1.txt, then the URL of that path would be like this, /1.txt. So that's how the syntax will operate. Now, okay, Lakehouse URL is ready. Now let's get the file from SharePoint. Now, any file you upload in SharePoint, you need to get the proper file name, right? So if I go to SharePoint, in SharePoint, we have something called as identifier. So we get the file content. So get file content. So get file properties, get file content. So I got get file content. Here again, we need to type in the name of the URL of the SharePoint site, Australia, and the identifier I will pick up from a dynamic property. And let me see the identifier. I just type in identifier. When a file is created, I get this identifier. So this is the file identifier, which will exactly give me the document library name / the file name. Once that is done, I'll click on save draft. Then we have Lakehouse URL, we have get file content. Now we're going to invoke an HTTP request. So let me call an HTTP request. Now this HTTP request is basically, uh, so this is for Entra ID, HTTP with Entra ID pre-authorized. So I'm going to invoke this HTTP request. Now invoke an HTTP request. Now it has already taken the connection which I used previously, but I'll show you how to add a new connection. So I'll click on add a new connection, and then you call whatever you want. So I'll just call it as jcon22. Authentication type is Entra ID. And remember the screen which I showed you previously, which had this HTTP Entra ID pre-authorized. So base resource URL and Entra ID resource URI. So base resource URL is https://one. These all things are documented in the Microsoft site, so you can have a look into that. So onelake.dfs.fabric.microsoft.com slash, and Entra ID Entra ID resource URI is https://storage azure.com. So Entra ID resource URI is storage.azure.com, and base resource URL is onelake.dfs.fabric.microsoft.com. Click on sign in, and you should be able to authenticate it properly. And once it is authenticated, this connection is set. So you can start using this connection. So what we are doing, we are taking the storage account, connecting it to it using HTTP request. So it is all connected. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do a right click, copy action, and paste it. So now I've got two HTTP connections over here. Now if you see, when you copy paste, one thing you need to remember, that see the first connection which we created, it is pointing to B28C5, and this one is going into someone else, right? So we want B28C5. So make sure that you go over here and B28C5. Let's pick up this connection, and yes, so this is all good now. So that's the gotcha. Other thing, first thing what we're going to do, we're going to first create that file, right? So for that we need to use a put method. So put and URL of the request, we have already formed the URL, the Lakehouse URL, which is the Lakehouse URL. So I'll just take the Lakehouse URL output, and let's see the Lakehouse URL output. Now if you do not have slash here, I would advise putting a slash, or you can put a slash in the here as well, but I don't want slash to be put here. And now here I want to have the file name with extension. So if I just for search for file, I get a file name with extension when a file is created. So this is how the URL will be formed, right? Then I will put a question mark and say resource equal to file, and that's it. Then once a file is created, then we need to, basically we are updating it, right? So that's a patch request. So in the second connection, we'll put a patch request. Again, the same thing, Lakehouse URL, and get file name with extension. But this time in the query string, we need to put something else. So that's action equal to append, because the file is created. Now we're going to append the content at which position. So we are going to start from 0th position, and how many bytes you want to copy. I'll say I want to put everything, so just say flush equal to true. Okay, now in the body of the request, so here you need to specify what is the file content, right? So here we need to specify the file content. So file content, content of the file. So we got the file content, right? Click on save draft and publish, and let's see, testing it. It may fail, I don't know, because we have just created it on the fly. uh, First, what is the logic is here, when a file is created, properties only, you have configured the lakehouse URL, where you want the file to be transferred. You get the file content using the identifier. You invoked an HTTP request, which is put question mark resource equal to file as the URL of the request. And once a file is created, we have executed the action as append, position 0, and flush equal to true. So this is all published. So all good. Let's go ahead and test it. Now we cannot test it from Power Automate. What we're going to do, we're going to upload it from the SharePoint. So let me go ahead and submit this file 3. So I'll click on open. Now, before I upload this, one thing you need to make sure that whatever file you have, okay, so now this file, so this is 3. Now this, it should have some content in it. Okay, so this has some content, so this is all good. So I'm going to upload files and put it as 3. So now the file is uploaded into SharePoint. Power Automate flow should run. If everything works fine, then the file should be transferred to Lakehouse. It might take some time for that trigger to actually show you the flow runs, but if it doesn't, then there is something wrong with the trigger. You can also verify in the Lakehouse. So if you just hit enter, I'll just say cancel this. I'll go to tables. Maybe I'll go to files, or maybe I'll just go back to Lakehouse. So Girish workspace and Girish Lakehouse. And then in the files, I should see the file if the flow runs correctly. Yes, I can see this flow is running, and it succeeded. That's good. So I uploaded one file here, and the flow has run successfully. Then technically I should see that file in the Lakehouse. And now, as you see, the file has been added in the Lakehouse. 9 a.m. 3.txt is a file name, and if you click on it, this is the content. So what we have done in one go is we have first sensed the file upload in SharePoint, constructed the Lakehouse URL, got the file content, invoke an HTTP request to first create a file in Lakehouse, blank file, there's nothing in it, and then we pushed the content and we flushed all the content right from content 0. So that's it, folks. This is how you basically can upload a file into Lakehouse using SharePoint. Now, as I mentioned to you, the use case can be if you receive a bulk file from some repository, from source, from any users who you think that this file needs to be processed by some third party engine or maybe some data rich engine, send it to Fabric will process it, generate a report, process it, clean the data, and then you can use it for other purposes as well. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.